I'm building an airline to prove that it's not that hard. Sorta. Let me explain. Airlines are a really big deal and should be taken very seriously, because when things can go wrong, people can get hurt, or worse. So I want to show you that this isn't just a challenge video, but rather something that I'm actually committing to in my life. To understand why I even want to do this in the first place, I'm gonna back up a little bit. It's April 27th, 2017. My family and I are on a long car ride down to Florida, and the 15-year-old that I am is both trying to pass the time and also find a way to make this trip go faster the next time. So what I ended up doing is heading right to my notes app on my iPod 4th generation. And I typed, and I typed, and I typed, and now under this new heading, business ideas, I had decided on the business model that would stick with me for the next 6 years. Subsequently, I also passed about 45 seconds of time, and I realized that I still had another 8 hours left on our trip. But anyway, my mind was set. I wanted to run a private charter company. This was the dream. Private charter is a safe, luxurious, and custom-tailored solution for high-level executives and for the members of our high-class society to travel both under the radar and above our heads. So I think commercial travel, as we know it, will look very different moving forward. The middle class is shrinking. The upper class of America is moving more and more towards private charter as a consistent means of travel. The private charter industry is on track to grow at a rate of 52% larger than it is today by 2029. I've been doing extensive research and networking within the aviation industry in order to take on this business venture. I believe that I've developed a firm grasp on what this is actually going to require of me. But I'm not oblivious. Things go wrong. People make mistakes. I am not above a place where I can't make a mistake. But in this industry, making a mistake can either cost someone their life, or if not that, at the very least your business. There's no room for error. So for the past 8 months, I've been doing jobs as a drone pilot just so that I could start my LLC, MacDonald Air, in order to start building up my capital and my local reputation so that I can be well equipped to seriously pursue the future of my company. But after this time of working as a drone pilot, something that I've realized is that what I absolutely love about running a business is building the relationships and logistically organizing the details of the operation more than I enjoy being the one to actually fly the drone. And see, this is interesting because if I take this knowledge of myself and apply it to the private charter industry, there's actually a business model that perfectly fits this role. This business model is called a private charter brokerage. In essence, the broker maintains the relationship between the person looking for the flight and then coordinates the flight with the Part 135 charter company in order to organize a smooth flight from start to finish. The broker can provide a better rate to the flyer and also can provide a consistent book of business to the charter company. It's a win-win, and it's all relationship driven. It's very, very people-based. There are billion-dollar companies built on this exact business model. And you don't have the same liabilities as being a Part 135 charter company because you're not the one putting the planes up in the air. You're just coordinating the flight. This is actually really good news. I think we all agree that a reasonable course of action would be for me to seek employment in order to learn the scopes. And I was thinking the exact same thing. So I went down that road, and I even got a job offer from a private charter brokerage. However, I realized that they weren't going to give me any sales scripts. I would be on full commission, and I needed to develop all of my own client and business relationships from scratch. To top it all off, the founder of that brokerage started the company when he was 19 years old, with no previous experience in the business or aviation world. And the only thing that brokerage supplied to their employees was the brokering software, which I could pay for myself. It was almost a no-brainer. Taking that job would require me to do all of the same work of learning how to, and then building and maintaining a full book of business, as it would if I would have just done that in my own company. But I don't get any of the upside, and I can't take my book of business with me. After that job offer, I was confident what my decision was. Since then, I've created over 25 market test campaigns, and my results are very promising. I've found a mentor who runs a successful private charter brokerage, who's willing to give me all of his sales scripts and in depth teach me how to run that business so that I can use that in my own company. It's crazy what people will do when you pay them. Just this week, I had a sit-down meeting with the airport administrative manager and received great support from them. Basically, we were talking about MacDonald Air, and he said anything that's good for aviation is good for the Fort Wayne Airport. And so he's happy to help out as much as he can, and he's going to try to connect me to a couple different companies here in town. Anyway, good stuff. My YouTube channel's primary goal is to document the principles, lessons, and philosophies that I'm learning as I'm growing my company, MacDonald Air. And who knows, maybe these principles will help you too, and your company can grow so that you can charter with our company. I know it's difficult for you to see the behind the scenes work that I'm putting into this, and so I really have a desire to be fully transparent with you, to show not only my wins in a way that isn't exaggerating them, but being transparent about the mistakes that I'm making, to show both the upside and the downside of an entrepreneurial pursuit. Because in the end, my channel's goal is to be a testament of my growth both professionally and personally. With all of this said, there's still some major expenses. I'm not actually in business yet. Some of the expenses include the brokering software and then the very high cost of customer acquisition. But with my background in lead generation, I believe that I can acquire customers at a very low cost to my company. I think this can work, so I want you to watch me to continue to try to build this company, and I'll keep you updated on the process. And with my understanding of old business, plus our modern day's new technologies, I think that I can add a lot of value and create a great experience for the customer base that we would be serving. Will I be able to make this work while avoiding the major monetary issues that plague this entire aviation sector? Only time will tell. There's substantial risk involved, but with the people that I've surrounded myself, both inside and outside of this industry, I believe I can create something that does very well. Stay tuned for my next business update video, and in addition to that, the rest of my channel's videos, where I share the business philosophies and principles as I'm learning them. But thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe, but maybe you won't. And so until then, I'll just keep making videos, and then maybe one day you'll subscribe to me in return. But until that day, I'll see you in the next video.